stock of weapons was discovered on board a ship anchored at the Galle harbour. SSP Ajit Rohana, the police media spokesperson, says that the stock of weapon was discovered following a tip-off made to the DIG in charge at Galle via telephone.
The police say that the weapons were stored in several containers on the ship named Mahanuara, which was anchored at the Galle harbour.
According to the authorities on the ship, around 3,000 firearms of various makes and models are on board. It has been reported that they have automatic weapons such as T-56 assault rifles and semi-automatic firearms as well. We are conducting investigations. The authorities on the ship said that it belongs to the private security firm known as Avantgarde. We are hoping to conduct an investigation into exactly how many weapons were on board. We are hoping to conduct extensive inquiries into whether they had obtained authorization from the Ministry of Defence to store these firearms, and if they had, we will look into how many firearms they had received authorization to store and for what purposes.
Demonstrations were held in several parts of the island yesterday as well against ministers and MPs of the former government.
A group of people staged a demonstration in Colonnawa today calling for the removal of MP Duminda Silva from the position of organiser for the Colonnawa electorate. Two demonstrations were organised today calling on the authorities not to allow Chief Minister of the Northwestern Province Dayasiri Jayasekara to join the government. One of the demonstrations was held in the Ridhigama town. The other demonstration was held in Mawatagama. A demonstration was also held in the Nikavaratia town calling for the removal of former Minister Johnston Fernando as the organizer of the electorate. A group including public representatives from the UPFA participated in this demonstration.
In an interview with India's NDTV, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe stated that Sri Lanka will engage with the UN Human Rights Council. However, he noted that any criminal jurisdiction lies with Sri Lanka.
As far as we are concerned, we will continue the traditional policy of friendship with India while we maintain our friendship with China, Japan and the other countries.
But do you believe that the tilt towards China had gone a little too far during the Rajapaksa time? A lot of contracts were signed.
I have always said that President Rajapaksa's regime tried to play China against India and India against China, and they become a cropper.
But what about the contracts? Many of these projects that Rajapaksa had signed during his time as president, funded by the Chinese. You yourself have asked for investigation into some of them.
We are looking into all foreign contracts and local ones. And where there is corruption, yes, we will certainly ensure that we take action against it, whether it be Chinese or any other country. We are also reviewing the Port City project because we have not yet seen the feasibility study and the environment impact assessment. I asked, when I lead the opposition, I asked the government to table it in Parliament. They didn't do so. Therefore, we will have to look into the environmental and the feasibility aspects.
You will be looking into that. You believe there was corruption there?
We are looking mostly into the two reports. Then we will know whether there has been corruption or not.
What about the question of prosecution of war crimes, President?
Well, Sri Lanka's our position has been that we are not a party to the Statute of Rome. So whatever we have to do has to be within our domestic jurisdiction.
So you're not saying no international probe will be allowed?
No, we are saying the international jurisdiction to try anyone. The jurisdiction to try any person who's committed a crime lies with Sri Lanka.
So no, your stand remains the same as the previous government, that the UN probe is not welcome. You will do your own internal probe.
UN can give its report. We'll engage the UN on these issues. That's the difference. We are going to engage the UN Human Rights Council on the issues. All we are saying is any criminal jurisdiction must be exercised in Sri Lanka.
South Africa's A.B. de Villiers rewrote the cricket record books yesterday, claiming the record for the fastest ODI century and half-century.
Winning the toss in Johannesburg today, the West Indies decided to field first. However, Jason Holder must have been having second thoughts on the decision as Amla and Roosaw put on a strong performance. Whatever relief the Windies may have felt when Roosaw was dismissed for 128 by Jerome Taylor disappeared almost immediately. It took de Villiers a mere 16 deliveries to reach 50 runs, shattering the record held for more than a decade by Sanath Jayasuriya. De Villiers then went on to shatter the 36-ball ODI century record set recently by Corey Anderson of New Zealand. The Proteas skipper needed only 31 deliveries for this century.
Oh, what a shot! How many times did he was looking for the...
De Villiers was eventually dismissed after scoring 149 runs off 44 deliveries. Amla made an unbeaten 153, leaving the Windies with a mammoth target of 440 runs. The 439-run total was Proteas' highest ODI score, second only to Sri Lanka's 443 runs. It is also incidentally the first time in ODI cricket that three batsmen have scored centuries in the same innings.
Being put into bat by the West Indies. We knew the surface was going to be good, the outfield and get a few words from him.
That's a wrap-up of the brief for the day. I'm Dilshani Uppatta reminding you to always stay briefed.